Welcome to video 3 of the Go Buggy chassis series. After designing the chassis in the second video, the next step is creating the cut list in Onshape. The cut list table contains key manufacturing information such as frame quantities, segment lengths, end angles, and custom properties. First, I click the cut list feature from the feature toolbar. I select all frames to include every frame segment in the Part Studio, then I validate. The Cut List tab appears on the right side. I click the tab to open the table. By default, the table includes columns such as item, quantity, angle 1, angle 2, length, and any custom properties added through profile tags. In the first video, we created profile tags in the company profile library, including standard, description, and additional custom properties. These tags automatically appear as columns inside the cut list table. A new composite part containing all selected frame segments is created automatically, with the individual segments listed underneath the part header. To edit the cut list, navigate to the cut list feature in the feature list and double-click it. First, I click Add Column Override and select the required frame segments. For the column property, I choose Description, and for the value, I type Lower Subframe. Next, I create another override for different segments. Again, I keep the same column property description so Onshape groups the parts correctly in the table. This time, the value is front bulkhead. I repeat the same process for the remaining frame sections by selecting the corresponding frame segments, keeping the same column property, and updating only the override value to rear bulkhead and then side rails. As you can see, the column property remains the same for every override, while only the value is updated for each frame section. This allows Onshape to properly organize and group the frame segments inside the cut list table. To keep everything organized, I rename the composite part. I right-click the composite part, select Rename, and change the name to Main Structure. Next, I create a second cut list for the lower subframe by selecting only the frame segments that belong to this section of the chassis. After validating the second cut list, I continue using the same workflow to create additional cut lists for the remaining chassis sections. For each new cut list, I carefully select the corresponding frame segments that belong to that specific area of the chassis. I first create a cut list for the front bulkhead, then another one for the rear bulkhead, and finally one for the side rails. This approach helps separate the chassis structure into multiple organized cut lists, making the table much cleaner and easier to manage during manufacturing and documentation. Finally, I open the Cut List tab again. Now we can see all 5 cut lists clearly organized in the table. To make the feature tree cleaner, I rename each cut list feature based on its section name instead of using default names like Cut List 1 or Cut List 2. And now the cut list table looks much more organized and easier to read. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.